Welcome back to Sisyphus Crane and Rigging. So I had a problem to solve, and it was part way there, but it wasn't anything I was excited about. With the original KINETICON idea, that of an interesting kinetic art show in a coin-operated display case, I had thought it through to the point of a coin turning on a switch by being suspended in a holder. As I discussed in my previous videos, you see the coin sitting there and it's doing the work by gravity. It's sitting there holding everything on, and I needed a way to turn it off. And my mind was racing at this point. I came up with the idea, well, just rotate a disc around. The disc will have a couple of pins sticking out the side. The pins will knock the quarter out. Okay, I've been over all this before. And that switch thing pops back up. On the new one that I'm building now, I'm thinking, what am I going to do that's better, more interesting? And I had tried several ideas, and I really started working on this back in the 80s, believe it or not. And I thought, well, make the disc vertical, and so that's what I've got here. I even built it, It's a spoked wheel with LEDs going around the edge there. You can see them, how they turn on. They were going to be a chaser flasher as well. And that's an idea that was okay at the time. That would have worked, I think. But I was now moving on to something machined and something probably a little bit different, and I probably wasn't going to use that same disc. Maybe a pattern on the disc or something with windows that could have lights behind them. But it wasn't really, that's why I say it wasn't really turning me on. I didn't think that was the greatest thing in the world. And I was searching around trying to come up with a better idea. So when I was looking around for some circular motifs, I saw some watch innards, high-end watches. They're really cool. They're fascinating. What I wear is a Skagen or a Seiko Kinetic, basically cheap watches because that's all I want to afford. This is a Patek Philippe caliber CHR 29-535, and it goes for, I don't know, anywhere between 150,000 to 215,000. But there you go. It hit me. Why not make the coin wheel have something of the look of one of these watches? At least some complications, as they say in the watch business. Then I set about designing it, which brings me to these beginnings, if you will. But wait, first here is some of the process of making the wheel, the disc that knocks the quarter out, and how it worked out to knock the first quarter down. Starting with a bar made of some scrap aluminum, I sized the pin placement. Mounting this to a shaft, I tested it by hand, and once the spacing looked right, it got committed to the disc. Okay, this is a first. Powered quarter release. Hasn't actually been done before. Not with hands-free. There it goes, up and out. Will it let it go? Yes, it did. And it would turn off by a system that I don't have installed yet. All right, back to this gear project, and I took a little video. Got a first look now going of some gears in motion on the coin wheel. The knockout pins will come through these holes. Got various gears going here in the clockwork mechanism that I'm trying to get the look of. There are actually 10 elements going on here. This bevel gear is one. Couple of spur gears, 2, 3, comes through the plate to some gears that I found on eBay or Amazon, various places, or taken from my endless box of gears. That'd be number 4, 5, 6, coming through 7, 8, 9, and 10. Little webs cutting across, look like they hold the pivots, but they really don't, they're just decorative. And that's going to wrap up this video. It's a part of the project I'm anxious to finish, since I was glad to come up with a worthy idea, at least I think it is. The wheel is a fussy thing to build, but it should be a nice focal point to the machine. So thanks and goodbye.